So, boys and girls, I want you to think about that story we've been reading, Zelda and Ivy. The words are starting to get harder in the book because the book is a little bit more challenging. So today I want to teach you that you can slow down on those tricky words. So while we are doing that today, reading our story, I want to practice with a couple of words. So I'm going to start out with a smaller word, and then I want to challenge you and see if you can figure out the more trickier word, okay? So if you know this word that I write down and hold up, your job is to raise your hand using the raise hand button, okay? If you know this word, raise your hand. Take your time, sound out all the letters, put it all together. All right, Jose, can you tell me this word?
Jump.
Jump. Nice job. So, boys and girls, if I put this on the end, who can raise their hand now and tell me what my word is? I have two parts. I'm looking for hands that are raised. Zayden, will you tell me this word?
Jumping.
Jumping. Nice job. So when you took this word apart, Zayden, what are the two parts that you crashed together? Can you tell me the two parts?
I did jump.
Okay.
And then
And ing. Nice job. So, boys and girls, if you get to a tricky word because our stories are getting a little bit more challenging, I want you to stop and think, can I slow down and take apart the word so that it makes sense to me? We're going to try with another word.
Okay.
All right, so I'm going to call in another friend. So I'm going to put all hands back down. All right, now I'm going to call on somebody else to tell me this word. Aaron. Play. Nice job. All right, I'm adding something to the word. And I would like for Liam to tell me what the word is now.
Playing.
Playing. How did you take apart this word to solve it?
I saw play and then ing.
Good job. Playing. So, boys and girls, take a look at what our new skill is today for our chart. It says, read it part by part. So do you see how they chunked this word into 3 different parts? We're going to do that word on this board, and we're going to see if we can figure it out. If you already know this word, please do not shout it out. I want to give everyone a chance to solve it. So it has 3 parts. So I'm going to separate it just like they did. And I'm going to call on one student for each part. And then we will put it all together. So if you would like to help me, I'm going to turn this back off so you guys can see my board better. If you would like to help me solve this word, I only want somebody to raise their hand to tell me just this part. Just the part that arrow's pointing at. If you know that word, raise your hand. Make sure you don't see the whole word yet. Kieran, just this part. Fan. Nice job. Fan. Lock that in your brains, boys and girls. Keep fan in your head. Now we're going to go to the next part. If you want to help me with the second part, raise your hand. Petra, I see your hand is up. Just this part now. Sound out every letter. Put them together. Task. Nice job. Okay, Remember, fan-tas. Okay, we have one more part. Who can help me with this last part now? Xander, will you help me with this part? Tick. Okay. Don't forget the parts. Fan, tas, tick. Now I'm going to use my other skills from my chart to see if I can put the word together. Let's pull up those skills that we've been practicing. We're reading it part by part, so we're taking care of that skill. Do a slow check. That might be a good one to try here. Let's see if we could crash them together. Look at all the parts of the word. That is a super, super, super important one to remember. We don't want to leave any of the parts out. So pick your skill that you're using. We don't have a picture to look at, so that one's not going to work. If you have figured out what this word is, please raise your hand. Actually, I want to give everyone a chance to say it, so I'm going to count to 3, and everyone's going to unmute and say the word, okay? But don't say it yet. Wait till I count to 3. 1, 2, 3. Good job. Awesome job. I heard fantastic. Now let's make sure that we slow it down and check all the parts. Fantastic. 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 So, boys and girls, do not let these tricky words confuse you or stump you. We need to make sure that when we are solving these tricky words, we put together every single piece. They seem a lot trickier when they're all together. So just take them apart. Do a slow check. Okay? So, down. I have one more word to write on here. And I want you to tell me how you would take it apart, okay? So I'm going to write the whole entire word. Please don't shout the word out if you know it. If you know it, that is super awesome, and that makes me really proud. But if you don't know it, that's where we're going to practice this skill, okay? So here's my other word. Even if you only know part of the word, you're going to tell me that part that you know, and then I'll just underline it, because that's us doing a slow check and checking every single part of the word, okay? Looking for hand raised. Okay, Sophia, do you see any part of this word that you know?
I know all of it.
Okay, so give me just one chunk of the word that you know.
Wonder.
Wonder. Ooh. Super smart. Wonder. Okay, Sophia solved wonder, so I need somebody to do this part for me. There is a vowel here. Remember, vowels are tricky. They make different sounds. So if one sound doesn't work, try the other sound. Keela, can you do this part here? Full. Good job. Okay. Wonder. Full. I'm going to count to 3, and if you know this word, you're going to say it. But I want you to say it nice and smooth as one word. I don't want to hear it like a robot. I want to hear it nice and smooth. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Wonderful.
Yes, good job. Wonderful. So, when we're reading Zelda and Ivy today, are you guys going to panic when we see a big word? Are you going to get scared when you see those big words? Nope, because we can take them apart, chunk it into parts that we know, and then put it back together.
Like wonderful.
Like wonderful, like jumping, playing, all of those words. Fantastic. That's a super tricky word, but you guys need to take it apart into chunks that you know.
I have Tic Tacs. Fantastic.
Ooh, yeah. So, our skill today, read it part by part. I'm going to pull up the story. And this is where we left off. So, Cadence had read to window. So now we are here. So if I get to a part that I am stuck, that's when I'm going to turn to you guys and see who's raising their hand. So I'm going to put hands down. And if you would like to help me out, you're going to show me by raising your hand. Okay. Here we go. Ivy filled her teapot from the garden hose and peeked in the window. "They don't seem to be missing us," she reported. "It may take a while," said Zelda. "Lucky you brought your cards." So there they are, playing cards. Zelda and Ivy Who's going to help me with this part? I chunked it into 2 pieces. Use the raise hand button to help me out. Keela.
Played.
Played. Good job. Play. That's one of the words that we just practiced, so we know it in a snap. And then this ED here is saying D. Played. Good job. Zelda and Ivy played 14 hands of Go Fish, 14 games. Still, their parents did not come. Oh, I'm stuck on this word. I really need help with this word. Xander. Looking. How did you chunk this word? Looking. Good job, bud. Looking. So I see look-ing. Still, their parents did not come looking for them. I wish we had cookies, said Ivy. Be tough, said Zelda. We may have to sleep here. Oh. We may have to sleep here. I want to see if I can use the skill from yesterday. Our skill from yesterday was think of what kind of word would fit. So even if we don't know the word, I want you to think about the story, what would sound like it would fit in that sentence, and then start using your skills. See if it has the same letter sounds as you were thinking. We may have to sleep here. Ooh, I need some help with this word. Aaron, what kind of word would fit here? Tonight. I know people sleep at nighttime. I know they're worried about getting home. We may have to sleep here tonight. Let's check and see if that fits. 2. Okay, I know that word. I know that this part here, IGH, says I. That's a skill we're going to learn later in the school year. Tonight. Hey, it fits. Nice job, Aaron. So, go to the next page. The Fox sisters put on their PJs and waited for dark. To pass the time, they decorated the edge of the... Okay, I need some help with this word. The edge of the... Maybe I can use my picture to help me. Deleza, can you help me with this word? Use the picture to help you out. They decorated the edge of the...
Oh, did you see mine?
What is this?
Blanket.
Blanket? Let's try it. To pass the time, they decorated the edge of the blanket with pussy willow puffs. Look at that. They decorated all of the edge of the blanket. Good job. Blanket. Let's double check it and make sure we have all the sounds. Blanket. Blanket. Nice job. Deleza, that was perfect. All right, here we go. They figured out their names backwards. Adlez and Yivi. So all they did, boys and girls, was they wrote their name out and then they just flipped it around. They wrote a 2-chapter book about a worm named Philip. When they finished, they could hear their parents. Who can help me with this word? That writing is a little bit smaller. Kieran, will you help me with this word? Talking. If I had to take apart the word talking, what would you put it into? If you had to chunk this word. Oh, you did it in 3 parts. Hey, if that works for you, Kieran, that's perfect. Talking. Good job. All right. Bracket, this is my last word. Their parents kept talking and... Oh, this is a... Laughing? Okay, I see ing. So really I need to solve this part. And you said that's the word laugh?
Yeah, I think.
When they finished, they could hear their parents talking and laughing in the kitchen. That sounds right to me. Let's check and make sure all the sounds are right. Laugh. You're right. It does say laughing. Talking and laughing in the kitchen. We should have left a note, said Ivy. So how do you think these characters are feeling right now? Petra, if you were these characters right now in the story, how do you think they would be feeling? Do you think they're a little sad? Me too.